Hello guys, Asian RiceCup here, and today I have a next solo guide video for those of you that have always wanted me to make a guide, and today is the day. So I'm going to assume that you have done next before with a group of people, and you kind of want to do more advanced versions of next by soloing. So if you haven't done group next before and you want to learn from scratch soloing, I highly recommend you actually go with a group because it's going to be really hard to learn. But anyways, let's move on with the setup. I'm going to talk a little bit about it, and then we'll move on to the actual fight where I really go in depth on how I do everything. And then probably after that, I'll talk about some extra tips and stuff with the items. I'm going to briefly explain the important parts of a next setup. I'm not going to talk about every single item because you should know what all these items are anyway. So if you want to just replicate exactly what I have, you can pause whenever appropriate and just record it down. But yeah, the first important thing you should know is I have full superior levoy range worn. You need that. It's gonna be used during like the first half of the fight. And also I'm wearing a melee boots. That's also absolutely necessary because you will minimize a lot of damage in the beginning when you have this on. I'll explain why in the actual fight. And then you need to have a good range melee switch. So Serenity is the best one, so just get whatever you can afford for no range armor. In terms of a weapon, it doesn't have to be notched longbow. You can use Ascension crossbow, they work both fine. And the other stuff, of course, is like the general bossing items to have, overloads, brews. So you guys should know what that's all about. And yeah, let's move on to the actual boss fight. I'm going to explain everything pretty in-depth, so yeah, it should be exciting. At the start of every single kill, you want to make sure you head over to the minion that's going to spawn and tag it and use your defensive abilities there so you can get some free adrenaline. So you want to use this one and that one, and then quickly surge away in front of next, and at that point get your real bow on and get all the buffs on, prayer, overloads, everything, and then use anticipate when she faces you and then spam click attack. The first phase is very simple. Get it down to 160k hit points and also use your freedom and anticipate accordingly. So it usually grabs you after it does a special attack of the there is. So when it does that, like what it's doing now, you could use a frag shot, but I missed, and then it'll start doing free damage while it walks to you. So yeah, frag shot is really important in this one. You want to use your thresholds as often as possible, but try not to use rapid fire too often in this phase because you want to actually save a rapid fire for the minion. So yeah, once it gets down to 160k, you'll be able to attack the minion. Again, the most important things to watch out for is the grab. So if you do get grabbed, just use your freedom if you have it. If not, then you have to tank out the few hits. So with the rapid fire saved, you just want to quickly frag shot and then rapid fire the minion. And then once that's done, damage her to move on to the next phase. Start off shadow phase by actually turning on your soul split, because in the beginning she uses her shadow special attack and that makes her unable to attack you with normal attacks for like a good 10 seconds. And just turn it back to protect from range. Remember, she uses range at this point, so protect from range when the screen turns dark. And use your combination of combust and then thresholds, and followed by your basics whenever thresholds and frag shot isn't available, and just simply get her down to 120k. Also watching out for the shadow balls. Once she is at 120k HP, go to where I am and lower next to where she is right now and stand around where I am. So this part is the most important part in next solo, to be honest, because this will determine whether you have a good next solo or not. The next phase is the blood phase, and if you cannot get her down to the ice phase before she heals, you're gonna be at that phase for a long time, therefore extending your kills and also increasing your chance of having to teleport due to lack of supplies trying to get through this phase. So here's how I get her down to 80k HP before she heals. Make sure that you get 100% adrenaline before you kill the minion, and leave the minion so that you can kill it in just one hit, so that before the minion dies you will tag next and then summon Death's Witness exactly where I am, and then as soon as Death's Witness is summoned, you will then be able to kill Umbra in just one hit. And then as soon as Umbra is dead, you're gonna quickly hit next again with a basic ability, right before she starts her healing animation. As soon as you land your first ever basic attack on her, go right next to her and then quickly use your freedom and anticipate, while at the same time switching into your boots, your adrenaline potions, and most likely your better ring. Stop attacking her right now. Any damage that is hit to her while she is in this like glowing phase will actually heal her. So instead, wait for her wings to go up, and when her wings is up, use your snipe. And then once your snipe lands on her, the healing phase should have ended right before it lands on her, so you actually get like a free big hit. And once that is done, your dazing shot should be fired right after it. And what I do is right after the dazing shot, I use my rapid fire. And then once the rapid fire is done, the dazing shot should take place again. And then I use the snapshot. And when snapshot is done, I use backstep. Once I backstep, I should be far away to the point that she can't reach me with her sacrifice special ability, because if she hits you with the sacrifice, she'll heal another 10k. So that's why timing is the most important. So by doing it this way, you should be able to backstep just in time that she can't reach you. And as soon as the backstep is done, quickly run towards the Death's Witness and use whatever threshold you feel comfortable. If she still has like 90k HP, at that point you should be using your tendrils. If she has only like 2k HP, you can kind of just use your basic attacks and, you know, get her down to 80k, fine. Either way, just make sure you know that you will get her down to 80k, so use what is appropriate. In the guide, it looks really easy to do, but what's mostly gonna happen is you're not going to be able to get her down to 80k before she does her healing. So what's gonna happen is you're gonna get her close to 80k maybe, but she's gonna end up healing again for like 20k, so she's gonna get back to like 100k. So at that point, unfortunately, this guy will not be able to cover something like that, because at that point it's really about how good you are at improvising. But some general tips is, when you fail to get her down to 80k in one siphon, be calm, okay? Assess the situation, and when she's healing, make sure you get your freedom and your anticipate on for some free adrenaline. And once she's out of that healing phase, just try your best to damage her with like your thresholds and stuff. So you should have like a snapshot and a rapid fire ready, and just make sure to dodge the sacrifices. And over time, you should be able to get it down in at least 2 siphons. And yeah, good luck to you on that. Once you get her down to 80k HP, congratulations, because that is the hardest part of Nexo, and anything else after it is easy as pie. So just quickly kill the next minion, and before you attack next again after the minion is dead, make sure that you wait till she says, "I demand a sacrifice," so that way after she does that and you escape from it and you attack her, she will then proceed to go to ice phase, but she will not try to ice prison you, but instead she will always hit you with the ice spikes, which can be avoided very, very easily. Ice phase is very simple. Simply use your best DPS rotation, you know, frag shot, thresholds, and then basic abilities to get her down to 40k and move on to the next stage. But you have to watch out for her 2 special attacks. The ice spike one is very simple. All you gotta do is avoid it and basically get a good distance away while you attack her, so to avoid, you know, the ice that's rushing towards you. And the last one is called the ice prison. She always alternate between the attacks, by the way. But anyways, the ice prison one is the most annoying one, because when she says it, you're definitely gonna get ice prisoned, and at the end of it, you're gonna get hit for 8k life points. So make sure you have freedom or anticipate ready to counteract that, because you can eat your sharks and your brews if you know you have anticipation on while it's ice prison. So you want to make sure you have full HP, because if you don't, you'll most likely die because of that instant 8 to 9k hit. But anyways, if you have a shield bow like me, you can also turn your shield bow and activate resonance while you're in ice prison, so that when the ice prison is about to be over, she'll usually hit you with another regular attack, so that regular attack will heal you instead of it hits. And then just quickly fill up to high HP again and proceed to damage her to 40k. Once she's at 40k, you should be able to attack the ice minion. So use your frag shot and rapid fire to take it down quickly. Sometimes though, you may get ice prison, or you know, she may use the taste this. Once you're able to attack the minion, make sure you switch onto your range armor so you can prepare yourself for the final fight, and so that you can tank next while you're killing the minion, and proceed to kill the minion. But once the minion's dead, quickly turn on your devotion if you have it, and then just eat up to full before you proceed to tag to next. Okay, so once you tag her, she will be at the final phase, Zaro phase, and this phase is pretty easy. All you do is try to DPS the shit out of her, and yeah, try to kill her as fast as possible. Usually at around 420 or 430, I should be able to turn on my Death's Witness as soon as the Zaro phase starts. And make sure you have a Ring of Vigor on so that when you Death's Witness, you'll have 10% adrenaline like I do here, and then quickly adrenaline pots. And the order of attacks you should probably use is get to 50% and use Snapshot, and then just duke it out with basic abilities, and make sure you frag shot whenever possible and use your remaining thresholds as you see fit. Somewhere along the way within the swiftness, you should be able to use your debilitate, so get that on so that you can reduce her damage done to you. And towards the very end, once the swiftness is over, it is basically improvisation. If you want to save yourself on food, you can use debilitate as often as possible, and when she does the soul split, you can also use your devotion as much as possible. And somewhere along the way, you want to frag shot as much as possible and use your other thresholds as much as possible. And eventually, after a lot of tanking and whatnot, you should be able to get her down with some food left over, hopefully. And that is how I kill next with range solo, guys. There's a lot of stuff in there, but it is pretty addicting when you are doing this, so you will be able to learn and get used to it and master it pretty quick. And that's it for the guide. I hope this guide will help you into getting somewhat better at solo next. To be honest, the hardest thing about solo next is definitely the blood phase. It took me 100 plus tries to like really get it down and get down the blood phase in just one siphon. So it's okay to be frustrated at that phase because it will definitely take you a while to master. But anyways, I hope this guide helped you out, and good luck at next, and hope to see you guys soon on another one of my videos. Alright, take care and bye.